So, guys, Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3, full time from Old Trafford on this gloomy, dark day for Manchester United fans, where you think things couldn't get any worse, but things have now turned into an absolute nightmare. And I think the Erik ten Hag bandwagon, the Out Brigade, you are going to get your wish. Is this the final nail in Erik ten Hag's coffin? I think after tonight and after what we've seen from Manchester United today, that is going to be it. That is going to be Erik ten Hag's last game as Manchester United's manager, because that today was disgusting. That today was embarrassing. That today was vile. I can't believe those players. I can't believe the manager. I can't believe the standards of the performances, and I can't stand the favouritism of certain players who are getting by and surviving with every manager that we have gone through the last 12 years. Erik ten Hag is now facing the chop. And I think tonight Manchester United needs to come out of a statement and make a fucking decision and get it right. Because I think the appointment of keeping Erik ten Hag has turned into a complete fucking disaster, because that today was horrific. I have never seen those players down tools as much as what they did today. That had the Liverpool echoes of the 7-up and the 5-0 thrashing we suffered at Old Trafford under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It had that vibe, it had that atmosphere, and it had that absolutely shit, embarrassing performance from a bunch of players who basically do not give a toss about this football club. They don't give a shit about the fans, and they don't give a fuck about these supporters. I'm absolutely sick to death of these players getting away with it, and enough is enough. Enough is enough now. You've gotten away with it for way too long. The buck stops tonight. And I think Erik ten Hag, if I were you, I would start packing your exit bag and I'd start finding your passport, mate. Because that today showed that you have clearly got favouritism in certain players in that team. You are refusing to drop certain individuals who deserve to be dropped. And you've got a captain who absolutely throws the towel in, who is meant to be our captain, who is meant to be our leader, and gets himself sent off for a stupid and, quite frankly, pathetic tackle where we are getting absolutely battered by Spurs. And your idiotic decision, Bruno, to get yourself sent off was a complete deliberate plan, so you didn't have to face the boos and the atmosphere that you were going to get at halftime. That, for me, was done completely deliberately for Bruno Fernandes to get away from this absolute hellhole that Old Trafford was today. I feel sorry for the fans. I feel sorry for those supporters that have travelled and have spent all that bloody money and watched Manchester United today. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you in every fucking aspect. All that time, all that money, all that energy, and all that hard work that all of you amazing people put into your lives, and that team go out there and perform like that in front of you. If I was those fans, I would be absolutely going into that ticket office and demanding a refund, get your season ticket money back, and ask for your money, because that is not acceptable. That is not the standards that Sir Alex Ferguson put in place for this football club. Look what is happening. The club he once loved, the club that he managed to be so successful, look at the shithole it is now. Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Rangnick, Ten Hag. 6 managers have come and gone. Manager number 7 is going to closely follow behind. No matter what Manchester United do, and no matter what decision they make tonight, and it has to be done tonight. No fucking about now. No wasting time. Make a decision and get rid of this manager. I am not completely blaming Erik ten Hag, but it clearly shows he has run out of time. He's lost the dressing room. He's lost the players. He's lost the fans, and he's lost those supporters. And it's funny enough, the key point that I will point out from that second half: where did Sir Dave Brailsford go? Where did Jason Wilcox go? Where did Dan Ashworth go? And where did Omar Barada do? Because they were nowhere to be seen in that Old Trafford Stadium in that second half. Those 4 were nowhere to be seen. Quite clearly, they have got on the phone to Sir Jim, and they've probably based this on, we need to do something, because what is happening now is getting worse. The rebuild, and the job that we were all promised, and the hope and the promise we were going to get this club back to where it needs to be, it is not going to happen under this manager. But it's not just the manager. It's these fucking players who are lazy, lethargic, up their own ass, got egos beyond the mountain. They are absolutely lazy, lazy bastards. And tonight they are. They are absolutely lazy, lethargic, wasteless scumbags. I'm sorry to say they are absolute scum, because tonight it shows. Soon as we go 1-0 down, they down tool. Every fucking time we concede a goal, they down tool and they fucking give up. And the first goal is absolutely fucking laughable. And again, let's all applaud Marcus Rashford, who was the most lazy, arrogant and up his own ass player that has ever pulled on a Manchester United shirt. He is right up his own fucking ass crack. And do you know what? Man United should have pushed the exit button and got rid of that lazy, lethargic, arrogant, useless prat who is clearly fucking up us going forward, can't score a goal, offers no attacking threat going forward, and is absolutely lazy into going for a challenge, lazy to intercept the ball, lazy to put in a tackle, lazy to close his man down, and quite lazy to trap back and offer any defending hope that Man United have got trying to defend that first goal. It is absolutely fucking laughable. The way Marcus Rashford made that stupid heavy touch. And I don't know what he's thinking. I really do not know what Marcus Rashford is fucking thinking up here. But quite clearly, there is no brain in Marcus Rashford's head. Every time he points this to Ed, yeah, we're pointing at you, mate, because you're fucking lazy, you're arrogant, and you're a fucking waste of space. Why make such a stupid heavy touch and then all of a sudden decides to give up, decides not to bother? We've got players behind me. They can do the job. They'll close Van der Veen down. They will put in a tackle. That attack will stop. Everything will be fine in the Valley of the Sun. Absolutely fucking lazy bastard. And Erik ten Hag is the scumbag who quite clearly keeps picking Marcus Rashford down to pure favouritism alone. That is why Rashford is being picked. It's quite clearly something is going on. Either there is a clause in his contract that he's got to keep getting picked every week, or quite clearly, Ineos and Ten Hag have agreed that Marcus Rashford is the face of this football club going forward. And we don't want to change that. He has to be picked every week. We can't leave him on the bench. We can't do that. The PR machine will turn into turmoil if we don't start Marcus Rashford. But when you see lazy performances like that, when he doesn't even bother to try and bring down Van der Veen or even try and run back to defend that Tottenham counter-attack. But it's not just him. It's not just Marcus Rashford's fault. You've also got to blame UGARTE. You've got to blame MAZRAOui. You've got to blame DALOT. And you've also got to blame DALLO. All five of them are at fault for the first goal. Because Van der Veen don't just get past Marcus Rashford. He cruises past MAZRAOui. He breezes past UGARTE. He gets into our own penalty area. And DALOT, who was meant to be this world-class centre-back we brought from fucking Bayern Munich, who was meant to turn our defence into elite stardom, doesn't even bother to put in a sliding tackle to try and at least win the ball off Van der Veen. He's allowed Van der Veen to get all that space in front of him. He's allowed to put a low cross in across Onana's goal. But where again is fucking DALOT. And I keep telling you, all these people that are in the Diego DALOT fan club, get your head out of your fucking ass crack and get some fucking perspective. Diego DALOT is fucking atrocious. Diego DALOT at left back is absolutely wank. And you carry on backing him. You carry on supporting him, thinking, oh, look how better he's got under Erik ten Hag. Oh, we're so glad that Mourinho was allowed to accomplish the sign of Diego DALOT when he was the manager. Diego DALOT is trash. He is absolutely fucking trash. Where is he at the back post? When Van der Veen puts that cross in, he puts that low cross in across Onana's goal. Where's the left back covering? Where's the left back covering a completely unmarked Brennan Johnson, who is in our own penalty area and is allowed a free shot on goal? And it goes in. Onana ain't going to stop that. He's shit. And again, Diego DALOT is meant to be covering the left back position. Oh, and Man United come out with, we don't need a left back. We don't need a left back. We've got players. Everything's going to be fine. We don't need a left back. We don't need a left back. Yeah. How is that paying off for you tonight? We don't need a left back. We quite clearly needed to fucking sign a left back in the summer transfer window, and you said, no, we're not doing it. We ain't got the money. We don't want no short-term option. We don't want a short-term gap. But the back four is completely useless when it comes to defending. It's simple things that those players cannot get right. It's not hard to defend. It's not hard to put a tackle in. It's not hard to put a block in. It's not hard to put an interception in. It's quite easy to defend at high level intensity football. It's quite easy to make decisions correctly. But those Man United players are incapable. They're quite clearly fucking incapable of doing that right. It is embarrassing. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely done with these players. They can't be trusted. And I've been saying this since last season. These players cannot be trusted. These players can't. It's quite clearly they can't be trusted anymore. And the problem is the trust you're putting them in, Erik, they can't do the job that you want them to do. They can't do the job that you're expecting them to do. They can't do anything right. They can't even do the fucking basics. We were abysmal in both halves of that game. We were absolutely fucking abysmal. The passing, to the defending, to the lack of chances on goal, to the lack of service from either wings, from Rashford and Garnacho again. It's the same old crap. Every fucking week, it's the same old mistakes from these lazy, arrogant, fucked up players. Lazy, 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 lazy bastards. Get this rotten players out of our football club and get them gone. The problem is Man United have got favouritism in the mind of the fans. They've got favouritism in the mind of the supporters, and there's favouritism quite clearly amongst Ineos across the board and Erik ten Hag. Certain players have got to be kept. Certain players cannot be sold. Certain players can't have their contracts being terminated because it will screw the club up financially. Man United can come up with any fucking excuse that they want. They can come up with it. You're not hiding behind this tonight. You have got to do something that this club has been failing to do in so many factors from the top to the bottom of this fucking football club. Sort out this mess. Ineos were meant to come in and regenerate this club, turn us something into great, turn water into fucking red wine or even white wine, whatever wine everybody drinks. But come on. You can't save us from the mess that is on the pitch. The mess we are in, again, in season 3. History is going to repeat itself. I gave Erik ten Hag till Christmas to sort this out. He ain't going to last till Christmas. He's got to go tonight. But it's not just him. It's these players as well that also need to go. Because if you're going to bring in a new manager, it's the same crop of shit that he's got to deal with. It's the same players that, again, have won. It's the same players that have forced, yet again, another manager out of this football club. The player power has quite clearly won tonight. And by that performance today, those players have succeeded. Bruno Fernandes deserves to get sent off. Don't give me, he slipped deliberately. He didn't mean to slip. It's not his fault. He lost his footing. But he should not be putting in a dangerous tackle like that who could have caused James Maddison a serious injury. And VAR did look at it. And Man United fans and supporters, you have got to accept it is a red card. It's a dangerous tackle. Bruno Fernandes, for me, has gotten off with absolute murder today. He's gotten away with absolute blue murder, that TV series that used to be on ITV way back in the day. He's gotten away with it because he knew, well, if I get myself out of this situation, I'll be able to get myself covered up. I'll be able to get away with it because I'm not going to be involved in that second half. I'll get myself sent off deliberately, even though I am the captain of this club. I am meant to be the leader in this team. I am meant to be the role model and the inspiration and the one that is able to get this team clicking. Bruno Fernandes can't get a fucking watch ticking. What the fuck is he doing, putting himself in that situation? What is he doing? You are getting battered, outplayed and outfought for every tackle, every ball, every strike we have on our goal. You're getting outfought in every sector of the pitch. You're getting outfought. Do not do something stupid and get yourself down to 10 players for the rest of that second half, because there was no way we were going to win that game. There was no coming back from that sending off. Bruno Fernandes is as much to blame for that fucking performance today, because he did fuck all in that first half. Lazy, arrogant captain who was begging and begging and begging. I mean, what was he doing? Begging you, please give me a new contract. He doesn't deserve a new fucking contract. He's on 325 fucking £1,000 a week. £325,000 a fucking week, and he does that. What is he doing? That ain't a captain. That isn't a leader. And that is not someone you can trust long term in that midfield. He's absolutely fucked his United career up today. He's never been sent off ever for Manchester United since he's fucking been here. And everyone was excited when we got in, including myself, that we had a world-class midfielder at long last. But all of a sudden, the Bruno Fernandes fun factor is starting to die down a little bit, isn't it? Because when you get yourself sent off in the 40th minute of the game, when you've got 5 minutes to go inside that second half, don't do anything stupid to fuck this result up even more. But again, you're a goal down. United didn't respond. United did not respond well from going a goal down. It's pathetic, pathetic players who are not willing to go the extra mile, who are not willing to jump over a wall for you, who are not willing to go the extra mile. They clearly have shown today that they've won. Congratulations, because these players are toxic. They are quite clearly toxic players who clearly do not know how to play the game of football properly. If you do your job properly, we would be beating Spurs. We are fucking 12 in the league. We are 4 points below the bottom 3. We are in a relegation fight. We are fighting with Everton. We're fighting with Ipswich. We're fighting with Wolves. We're fighting with Southampton. Manchester United are in a relegation fight. We are in that mix to go down, because our league position is going to get even worse, because we've got Aston Villa next weekend. Don't expect anything from that. Do not expect it, because we've lost Bruno for the next 3. We've lost MAINOO to injury, so another midfielder. Mount came on. Mount goes off injured. So again, we're back to Casemiro. We're back to Eriksen. We're back to UGARTE. And that is it. That is basically it. Because it looked like MAINOO has suffered an injury. Don't know why he's gone off injured. He didn't look injured. Is he another scapegoat that is thinks, you know what, fuck the rest of this second half, I can't be bothered? And it's not like MAINOO has absolutely ripped up trees since he's come back from the Euros, is he? MAINOO hasn't looked like the same player. He's looked absolutely shit. I don't know what's happened. Is the Gareth Southgate DNA already affected Kobbie Mainoo and has ruined his Man United career because he's had to come in at a desperate time to get Gareth Southgate out of trouble for England? But since he's been back, he ain't been the same player. I don't know what's happened. But is that injury again? Is that a deliberate ploy? Was that the plan? If I get myself off in the first half, I ain't going to face the wrath of this. I'm going to get away again with murder. I'm going to get away with absolute shit again, because I'm not going to face the wrath from the fans. I'm not going to face the wrath of the supporters. And I'll say, because I'm absolutely fucking fuming, because that is not good enough from players who are getting themselves sent off deliberately, forcing themselves off with an injury so they don't face the wrath of the fans and the supporters. A lot of these players have got away with it tonight. And if Kobbie Mainoo's decided to jump on the bandwagon with Bruno, then he needs to go as well. I'm sorry to say, he ain't the midfielder we wanted, and he's not looking the midfielder we had last season. MAINOO's gone from here to down here very, very quickly. He wasn't great against Southampton. He wasn't great against FC20 when he was on the bench and he came on in the second half. And today, apparently goes off with an injury. And I didn't notice any injury of MAINOO. I mean, if someone can point out what MAINOO went off for, please come and tell me. Please give me something in the live chat that I can come with to understand why that MAINOO substitution was made. And it's not like it was a clever substitution anyway, because you've brought Mason Mount on to try and somehow rescue that pathetic midfield. And again, the midfield was shit. The midfield battle was getting run through a fucking again by James Maddison, who, again, I was desperate for Manchester United to sign. I wanted United to go and get James Maddison. Look at the midfield job he does for that Tottenham team. Look at the midfield runs. Look at the midfield moves he makes. Look at the balls he can ping. Look at some of the passes he can split open the back four. We were getting split open more than a fucking Christmas turkey on the Christmas day at Christmas. It's not hard to figure out where Man United have actually gone quite badly wrong. Because when you brought Mount on, I didn't see what the plan was. What was that plan? What was the plan to bring Mount on for MAINOO? What was the thinking? Because I didn't get it. I really, really did not understand why we bring in MAINOO off the Mount. If MAINOO's injured, fair enough. But it's not like Mason Mount ripped up trees in the second half. And typically Mason Mount goes off with a nasty head injury. And again, Mount is injured. So we have really, really, really messed up here, haven't we? Because we're back to Casemiro again. We're back to Eriksen. And UGARTE, I mean, we've just paid 60 fucking million euros for him and is absolutely getting ripped into. Like, the CDM, I expected to take our midfield up to the next level. What's happened to him? Like, 60 million for UGARTE, and he's getting absolutely run round again. Did fuck all against FC20. Done fuck all today. What the hell's happened to UGARTE? Like, that Tottenham midfield had him in their pockets. That Tottenham midfield three had UGARTE in their pockets. I can't believe how bad UGARTE was. And the CDM role he is meant to be making his own. The passes he couldn't make. He was putting in stupid tackles, giving the ball away, losing his head, and then gets himself booked. These players don't understand the birds from the trees. Like, it's embarrassing the way these players cannot do their job. It is fucking embarrassing to sit there for 96 fucking minutes and watch this shit. It's not acceptable. When is someone going to go in on them and fucking call it for what it is? Because how many more years is this going to take? And apparently, listen to the Ineos's brilliant plan. We are targeting to win the Premier League by 2028. So we've got to wait another 4 years to be where we need to be the successful football club we want to be. Screw that. You're telling us to wait even more. So when it hits 2025, we've not won the Premier League for 12 fucking years. When it is 2026, 13, 2027, 14, 2028, 15, 2029, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's going to be 16 years since Manchester United last won the Premier League title. That's Ineos's big plan. And you've then got Erik Ten Hag coming out yesterday saying we've had to go and buy young, inexperienced players because Man United are penny pinching. Man United have been stripped to their financial constraints. Erik Ten Hag, you've had money to spend. You've had money. And a lot of it. You have had money to spend. But is he's also telling the truth. Because if Man United have been tight with the money again, and he's had to go and buy YORO and ZIRKZEE and UGARTE and DALOT, and Mazraoui's not exactly young, he's also come out and basically slamming Ineos and the Glazers for not giving the money that he actually wanted to get this club moving in the right direction. So Ineos, again, are also quite frankly to blame for the lack of creative players in that team, for the lack of midfield options, for the lack of the attack, and our defence that is lacking a left-back. Erik ten Hag has got a point. If he's coming out yesterday saying in the Daily Mail that Man United have been tight financially and they're being really, really strict of what I can and cannot spend, Erik ten Hag has got the right to call that out. And I think he may be right in some aspects. Because if Man United aren't spending the money and they're coming up with a financial fair play and sell to buy bullshit, which they've clearly done again, especially for that pathetic summer transfer window, and especially in January this year as well, maybe he's right. Maybe the Glazers and Ineos are being tight-assed cunts. Maybe they don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money it's going to take. Because, oh, we want to build a state-of-the-art stadium. What about that fucking team? Because half the players that will apparently were going to be shifted played again today. ERIKSEN, CASEMIRO, DALOT, ONANA. They're still getting picked. Rashford was meant to be moved on. Anthony was meant to be moved on. We were meant to be getting a brand new right back. Mazraoui looked absolutely wasteful. Gets himself a stupid yellow card as well for putting in stupid tackles. Clearly, he lost his head. And again, Mazraoui's probably been our best signing so far this summer by a bloody country mile. But tonight looks nowhere at it. And people can say, well, we had to play Europa League on Wednesday night. What are you lot moaning at? They're going to be tired. They're going to be fatigued. There's going to be a lack of energy. There's going to be a lack of performance and a lack of concentration. No, don't you dare tell me, oh, the Europa League has really fucked us up again, isn't it? Well, we have to play European football now. We have to play a Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday. Does it look like I care? These players need to be putting in 110% effort. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it. It's lazy. These players have given up. They've got another manager sacked. Congratulations. Because this is going to keep repeating the cycle. It's going to be like this manager number 7, manager number 8, manager number 9, manager number 10. We are going to be more managers than prime ministers of the fucking United Kingdom. Like, you might as well go knock on number 10 and say, do you know what? Is the prime minister's job available? Because they get through prime ministers as much as we're getting through fucking managers. I mean, the clock is against Man United's history because our history is getting wiped out because of incompetent decisions. Erik ten Hag had no balls today. He's quite clearly screwed us up. Erik ten Hag in season 3 has screwed us. He's absolutely fucking screwed up today. He's got no balls to drop Fernandes. He's got no balls to drop DALOT. He's got no balls to drop Rashford. He's got no balls to drop ZIRKZEE. If they're not performing, Erik, why are you selecting them? If Mason Mount's fit, start him. If Rasmus HOJLUND's fit, start him. If Ahmad is fit, start him. I do not get why Erik ten Hag is refusing to pick certain players and certain players are being allowed to get as much game time as they want. It is embarrassing losing to Spurs. And the Spurs second goal, again, Martinez goes lunging into a stupid tackle that he misses by an absolute mile away. Like, the tackle he tries to put in to win the ball back, he doesn't just miss the ball, he misses the fucking player. That player's allowed to do a fucking kangaroo hop over him. Like, we're not in Australia. Good day, mate. How are you in the kangaroo? Like, he's allowed to fucking hop over him because Martinez has missed the tackle. And Brennan Johnson, again, DALOT is at fault for the second goal as well. Because DALOT's meant to be at left back. DALOT's meant to be at left back. And you Man United fans, you're backing DALOT. Look what he's doing. Diego DALOT is shit. Dog shit. And it stinks It absolutely fucking stinks. And enough is enough now of having this DNA. Oh, DALOT is so good. Look at the transformation. What is he, Optimus Prime? What is he, fucking Bumblebee? Like, fucking face reality. Face fucking reality. We needed a left back. Man United didn't want a short-term gap. No, we're not spending money. It's fucking bollocks. And again, the second Spurs goal, Brennan Johnson's left to have a free roam into our fucking penalty area. Kulusevski has been completely unmarked in our penalty area again and is allowed to lob the ball over Onana to make it 2-0. And again, Onana should be saving that. That is savable by a mile. That is savable to keep that ball out the net. That is savable by a fucking mile. That is poor goalkeeping to allow a player to loop the ball over you like that. That is piss poor goalkeeping. Onana again, look at the goals he's letting in. World-class goalkeeper, they said. Elite mentality goalkeeper, they said. More like bollocks goalkeeper, send him back to Inter. Because he's shit. He's absolutely shit. And then for the third Spurs goal, which is a massive, massive insult. I mean, you've got Spurs, Postecoglou making 3 late changes. A 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, and Pape Sarr. Spurs have a corner, and Sarr's only just come on. Sarr has only just come on and has got an assist within seconds. From the corner, he heads it on. But what annoys me, what really fucks me off, is the fact that Dominic Solanke, he's a threat in the penalty area. He's a threat in the box. And he guarantees you goals, right? The Pape Sarr headed on ball, Dominic Solanke has seen that header and is pounced on the threat of that header going out of play, and he slid it in to make it 3-0. And again, Dominic Solanke's been allowed to make a free run past all our players that we've got inside our penalty area for that Spurs corner. All of them just stand there like fucking statues. Like, they just stand there and let Dominic Solanke get another free tap in. No one's intercepting him. No one's marking him. And no one's covering either the back posts. Not one Man United player is on the back post of either post. None of them are there. Just standing there like fucking statues. More like Bambi on fucking ice. It is absolutely shocking. The elite defending that was meant to be brought to this football club is non-fucking existent. And I tell you what, it could have been 4. It could have been 5. It could have been 6. It could have been 7. That is how many Spurs chances Spurs had to make it that big. That Spurs scoreline could have been Man United's biggest ever defeat. That could have been worse than the Liverpool result. That could have been worse. Spurs are going to be unlucky tonight to only have 3 because it is just shit, amateurish football. And the United players can't even do the basics. They can't even do the basics. Like, it makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder what the fuck is going on. But Erik ten Hag is going to pay the price. I'm on the Erik ten Hag out brigade. I want Erik ten Hag gone. But it's not just him. Some of these players have got to be shown the door. And if the January transfer window is the way to do it, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to force Rashford out. You're going to have to force DALOT out. And ERIKSEN. And CASEMIRO. And DALOT. And Maguire. And LINDELOF. And Mount. You are going to have to be busy in January. And don't come back and tell me, well, Man United might not be busy in the January transfer window without certain departures. Oh, don't give me that. Man United are not struggling financially. Man United have got money. They just don't want to spend it. Well, after today, we are going to need a miracle because our season's done. We are fighting relegation. We're in a relegation fight and we could go down. I never thought I would say those words. We could go down. We could get relegated to the Championship because that is how bad it's going to get. We are currently 12th. By tomorrow, if Bournemouth get their win, we'll be down to 13th. We're falling behind Brentford. We're falling behind Brentford and Bournemouth. And Ten Hag, I just don't get. I mean, he brings HOJLUND on, Mount on, CASEMIRO and ERIKSEN and Ahmad. ERIKSEN and CASEMIRO should be nowhere near that team. Ahmad, why he didn't start again bewilders me. HOJLUND, again, we're struggling to score goals. And you look at the chances that ZIRKZEE had in that first half. You look at that one clear chance he had on goal. He hits it straight against Vicario. So let's go through ZIRKZEE's goalless scoring games. Brighton, Liverpool, Southampton, Barnsley, Palace, FC20, Tottenham. 7 games without a goal. And you would have thought Erik Ten Hag would have dropped him. ZIRKZEE's been a really bad signing. An expensive paperweight, Man United are going to struggle now to get rid of because he can't score goals. So I can't understand if we're lacking goals. Why hasn't Erik Ten Hag changed that up? Why not get HOJLUND back in the team? If HOJLUND's fit and is ready to play, why is he not starting? There's something there. There's something quite clearly there. Either HOJLUND is still quite injured still and is playing through strong painkillers or strong medication, or is having pain-killing injections, whatever problem he's got, or he's clearly don't want to use him. I don't know why. Maybe Ten Hag feels Man United style play is better to ZIRKZEE than Rasmus HOJLUND. I just don't get it. I don't understand that. I really don't. But what I keep going on and on and on and on about is the front three use. You've got Garnacho on the right, who's not a right winger, and he's useless. The only one really in that second half that actually tried to get a ball into the box, who tried to get a shot on goal, who tried to create an opportunity for his United teammates, I thought was the only one actually trying to rescue any kind of consolation, because we're not going to win the game. We're not going to win. As soon as you go 2-0 down, the game's gone. The game is absolutely gone. You're not going to do it. You're not going to rescue anything. But at least Garnacho was actually trying. But the first half to the second half, Garnacho's nowhere there because he's being put on the right because he knows he's better on the left. But Garnacho's having to play on the right because Ten Hag keeps on using Rashford. Rashford needs to be dropped. Clearly, Ten Hag is kissing the ass of Rashford. Clearly, there's something going on between these two that Rashford has to play under Ten Hag every game. We can't drop him. He's the face of the football club. Don't you dare, or there'll be